Hey guys, Josh from Cardfight Empire, back here today with our champion series for ARG. We're here with the ARG state champion for Maryland. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey guys, my name's Ollie Sales. I am 20 years old. I started Vanguard right when the break rides came around. I've been playing for quite a while, but this here was the first serious ARG or whatever serious tournaments Vanguard that I ever done, and we know it, I made it first place. I was very surprised, and I am looking forward to championships.
Awesome, awesome. I also was like very surprised to see that you play blasters. I don't like see it that much anymore unless it's like Saint Guard blasters. So it's very like nice and refreshing to have like a blaster build back in there to give it that old day spice.
Yeah, I mean, I play the thing Blasters because Thing Saver is my avatar. He is the card that made me fall in love with Royals. When I started Vanguard, I was just going around so many decks trying to figure out which one I liked. And then when Legion came out and Thing Saver, I knew that Royals was an amazing clan and totally gave me the feeling that I like this deck and this is how I like to play. And that's why I play it. I mean, I've heard a lot about like how it's mostly a hit or miss deck, but I've generally found that the deck is all about rushing. And instead of just like playing the different situations based on what decks you face, if you go straight in playing the deck exactly as it is, you do fine. Because a lot of people are playing G-based decks anyways, so they can't even do anything till late game. If you hit them really early game, especially grade one, then they basically can't do much because they're using up their hands to guard.
Right. I agree. I agree. Back when I used to have the this exact deck, actually, it used to do really, really well just because of like the G format. You can rush people with Lu, and like depending on if you get like a really good hand, like you would open up like sometimes I wouldn't even care if I would open up grade 3 or not because you just go, oh look, I have 2 Lus and Bart Goal and a full goal and a Blaster Blade to ride or something like that. So it's just literally like you hit them with like ridiculous numbers. Also, if they give you like a lot of counter blasts early, you can revenge kill them basically using that. And comes with a lot of interesting strategies that are very anti meta. So I see your deck name is Wings of Hope. Do you want to explain your inspiration for your deck list?
Ah, yes. When I first came up with the name Wings of Hope, I originally just thought like it would be based like on Thing Saber's wings, which apparently his quote is about that saying that his wings are made of hope and life. And since the deck, I feel like Thing Saber is what helps carry the deck, other than Blaster Blade. I figured it would sound very nice. I also then eventually realized that it actually sounds appropriate for this deck because you're always trying to hit your opponent as much as you possibly can and hoping to God they don't get a trigger on their damage zone, making it harder to hit them. So
Mm.
that sounds like a pretty appropriate name for this deck.
That's kind of the same feel that I have with Gear Chronicles. I'm like, don't get a trigger, don't get a trigger. And then they get a trigger, I'm like, Mellum, you're
Yeah.
not hitting anymore.
Yeah, I mean, my deck is really great, but downside is it doesn't give too much power. It gives great power if you use G units, but the bottom line is like the power it gets is substantial. But you'd be surprised how much I've been able to like work with it so well, and it's just truly awesome. Uh,
Yeah, it's really, really a great thing. I also saw that you played 5G Guardians. That's really interesting from most Roa builds I've played. Do you want to explain that a little bit?
Oh yeah, that. Well, I've always looked around a lot during the G units, tried many different combinations, and I figured out which cards I felt were more useful. In terms of the G Guardians, usually I did 2 Laser Guards, one Dismal, and 1 Earth Element Screw, or Metal Element Screw, sorry. But then when they came out with the new Royal G Guardian, Androgyus, I was like, oh, this is amazing. But then when I tried it out in my deck, it wasn't as easy to use the skill all the time because my everyone knows how the blaster engine works when they try and take out the grade twos in terms of blasters. So I figured I could just have Androgyus and Metal Element Screw like as a precaution. Like,
Okay.
if I get Androgy's skill, then I get to keep my hand instead of having to discard with Metal Element Screw. But if I don't have if I can't use Androgy's, then I just have to go for the Screw. It's like a backup plan essentially.
Right. And I think it's a great idea. It clearly worked for you, as you got first place. So, results speak volumes. So, do you remember some of your matchups throughout the day, or do you want to explain like your tournament experience?
Yeah, I remember. I remember some of my matchups. Let's see. Oh, I remember when I was facing Great Nature. Yeah, that was a tough one to go after. Their main specialty is hand building. I've always struggled with them many times, but I figured out the easiest way again is to rush them. Like, they only get to do anything as soon as they stride. If you hit them really early before they can even use anything, even if they like start drawing, they're gonna still have less in their hand because you hit them so hard. That was really amazing. The struggle was really tough because I was like, oh crap, am I gonna win this match? But I did. Another interesting matchup was when I was facing Sanctuary Blaster. I was like, oh, this is gonna be interesting facing a deck that's mine.
Right.
Yeah. I lost that match, however, because I realized that with the way my deck works, if people rush me back, it's a bit hard to keep up because then they're like taking away my hand, and the thing Blaster deck is not as good as drawing.
Right. They
Yeah,
don't
but
have as much advantage because they don't run what is that grade 2 Benon? Yeah. Benon and the Soul Blast grade 1.
yeah, Soul Blaster all one. Yeah, it's really hard. You gotta like think very carefully. Well, actually, you don't have to think very carefully. Like I said, all you have to do is first to attack. You have the upper hand. That's all that matters in terms of playing Blaster deck. Another one of my matchups. Ooh, here's something probably to be interesting. When I face I'm sorry, there's like a lot of background noise coming from your end.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's over. I wasn't sure if it was like picking up or not, but
Anyways,
um,
so for those of you who are wondering how my deck does against Gears, let me tell you, it does pretty well. It was scary at some point facing Gears because I wasn't sure what to expect because I hadn't faced it as much.
mm,
But like I said, when you rush Gears, it's pretty amazing. And since the new ban list came out, Gears is going to have quite a bit of a setback now that TikTok and Urwater are like limited in turn. But yeah, because like a lot of times my opponent kept using Urwater to gain more for his hand and the specific cards he needed, which was tricky.
right.
Another annoying thing was Hetero Hound. My opponent had two Hetero Hounds, which kept sending back either Blaster Blade or Lou. I'm not sure if this ruling is true though entirely. Where I had supported my Lou with Flogel, giving him the 3,000 and his skill, but then he Hetero Hound Lou back. No, he Hetero Hound Flogel back, and the judge said that because he sent it back, that the effect it doesn't go off. But I'm pretty sure once I support, it goes off. I'm not quite sure. A judge verified it at the ARG tournament, but I don't know. I guess I'll find out if it happens again at the championships.
So yeah, I mean, I think that so Lou basically when this unit's yeah, I'm reading it on our like side thing right now, where it says when this unit is boosted by a unit name Blaster Friend Barkle or Floral Paladin Flogel until the end of the battle, that unit gets plus 3k power and its skill. So really, like the minute that it boosts and gets 3k, it should also get the ability. So rewinding Flogel shouldn't matter. The skill should still trigger.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because it's as soon as it boosted. I mean, yeah, it goes away, but that doesn't mean it loses the abilities. It just
Mm,
loses the power Flogel gives.
right. It just loses the 4k. So it'll
Yeah.
go from like 16 to 12. But
All right. I'll be sure to keep that in mind on championships. But yeah, like I said, Hetero Hound is very, very annoying. I can't tell you. It's a very important tip for those of you going to championships too. If you face skiers, be very conscious of Hetero Hound and think whether you think you should use this card and risk it getting Hetero Hound or not. I just went head all in because I kept forgetting he had Hetero Hound. But
Mm,
surprisingly, I was able to win. But it was that Gears on the last match was the toughest I had to face.
yeah.
Like seriously, it
I
was
mean,
so.
part of me thinks that if you go all in, like eventually you're going to have to deal with the hetero round. So if you go all in, it kind of forces them to use their hetero rounds early. So if you get it out of the way early, like later game, you can really like go in on them. So
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and that's actually what's great about my deck. It's supposed to force opponents to guard with everything they got. That's the greatest thing. I also learned an important detail in terms of not even just about my deck. Well, maybe in terms of rush decks, maybe. I figured out that if your opponent is like at high damage early game, like say you got your opponent to 3 damage, like at grade 1 or grade 2, you have a pretty good upper hand. And if you have, and immediately once you get your opponent to 5 damage, if they didn't finish you off right when you got the 5 damage, and you have a big combo ahead of you, you can like say you have a safe bet of winning. But that's depending if you're not facing Great Nature with a giant hand, or if you didn't even give them a giant hand to begin with.
right.
But yeah, that's what I learned basically. That once I get my opponent to the highest damage, I know that I got him on the line.
Okay. So do you remember what your 3 matches in top 8 were?
Let's see what my 3 matches were. Let's see. I know I had to face Gears. I also had to face Shadows. What was the? Those were my.
Was Gears your the top 2?
Yeah, Gears was the top 2.
Okay.
Shadows was the top 4. And what was the last one? I think the last one was Great Nature again.
Okay.
Great Nature, Shadows, and Gears.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Well, how did you enjoy like just I guess from a besides a besides Cardfight Vanguard from a player standpoint, how did you enjoy like the ARG?
Oh, the ARG. I thought it was really interesting. I mean, it didn't seem that different to any shop tournaments I go to. Just the same people I see, maybe a few new ones just to get into championships. But on a standpoint, though, everyone was like really serious about it. You know, compared to regular tournaments, because regular tournaments they're just testing out their decks, but this was like really serious, had me on edge.
Right.
Which is the downside because I like playing Vanguard because it feels fun. If I face an opponent who looks like they're having fun, then I'm having fun too. And if I lose, I still have fun because I know my opponent had fun. But at the ARG, every time I beat my opponent, I could see that they were so disappointed, and I just feel so guilty for winning, and it sucks. I really can't enjoy myself.
Yeah. I agree with you completely, and basically just talking about basically the ARG and like how serious everyone is going into it. Basically, the whole thing about ARG states is you kind of see the same familiar faces, but they're not really familiar faces because they have like their serious face on. So
I'll admit though this: when I lost in the beginning part of the tournament, I was disappointed too. But you know, like it's like thinking about how strong it was and how the whole thing went. That you then learn to grow from it. That it then becomes good. So I'm not gonna like just lie and say that I didn't keep a happy straight face all the time. I had my disappointments.
yeah, I agree. I think that during a serious tournament with stakes on the line, that everyone has like their moments where they either go into the tournament super serious and they're like serious even against people that they know, or they're just like happy-go-lucky and then like serious after a loss type thing. Um, but I definitely can agree with that. Did you think that you were going to like check out any future ARGs slash like are you going to Philadelphia?
Uh, oh yeah. Wait, you mean the thing I was invited to?
Yeah, the Summer Invitational.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to that. I got my free pass right here.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I also got like a free pass because I also won the Atlanta ARG states. But
Nice, nice. What I find interesting about this ticket is if you look closely, it has the reverse units of. I know one of them's a Maiden from Neo Nectar, and the other one's a Jewel Knight.
yeah,
Reverse Jewel Knight Ashley. I don't know the Neo Nectar's name. I wonder what
Venus
shows
Trap.
that. Oh yeah. Why
Yeah.
did they choose these two? Why did they choose these two? By the way, I wonder that.
Yeah, I think that is really awesome that you have like they literally gave us a token that gives us free entry into like the next ARG, which is like for me like that's like really big because like I don't always want to pay like $25
I didn't,
like or
I
something
didn't
like
even
that.
know like I would get a free pass if I won. I just thought like just make it to the top two and I get invited. That
Mm.
I, although actually it turns out it's top four and you get invited. I didn't know that either. I thought it was top two.
I think all of top 8 gets invited.
Oh, is
I
that
want to
how?
say yeah. I think
Oh,
it's top 8 and then depending on how big it is, it's like top 16 and top 32.
oh, okay. Then I was probably wrong. Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
But
I'll,
yeah, basically, I'm liking the deck list. Um, so, how many times do you think that during the day that ThinkSaver actually came through for you? Did you triple ThinkSaver anytime, or?
oh, I never. No, throughout the entire thing, I don't think I ever triple Think Saver. I might have. It's a bit blurry, but most of the time, I use Think Saver skill only once at the time. Um, Sometimes I'd have the opportunity to use it, but by then I already had a corner that they just take the first attack because they didn't have anything else to do. A lot of times, I also was able to beat them on a G unit stand with also Blaster Blade helping finishing it. And I think I even managed to beat them before they got to grade two once with Majesty Lord.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
I
pretty
think
awesome.
yeah, that is pretty awesome. I was it really shows just how amazing the rush towards this deck is. Uh, Let me tell you this though, I'm really glad I didn't face Seven Seas because they're just as rushed as my deck. Um,
Mm.
don't get wrong though. I can't beat them because after the tournament, I ran into I've done a little practicing and I faced someone who was playing that deck. It was pretty tough. It was basically like facing an alter ego of my own deck, but I
Mm.
managed to beat them. But it was really tough. All I can say is actually a lot I can say is through a lot of my matches, I feel like I got lucky. But I don't know. I mean, if I was able to make it all the way to first place, then maybe I actually did more than I realized.
Yeah, I think obviously like in any card game, like you have to have a little luck go your way for a tournament to go well. But I also think that is like the skill of the player, and like you've been discussing like your strategy with your deck and how you want to counter other decks using a specific strategy. I think that presents a good skill level or a good understanding and knowledge of your deck that carried you to first place.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started the deck, I was like bouncing around with it a lot. I thought my main focus was just like either Thing Saver or maybe I could try working Majesty Lord. But then I figured out the best way to play my deck is just get as many cards on the field as you can. Like for instance, if I'm at grade one and I have the first attack, if I don't have any grade ones in my hand, I decide to call in two grade zeros to get an extra attack. It's risky, but it actually shows great results because you're getting in an extra attack. And then say you happen to get a critical during that, and it's like your opponent didn't even see it coming. He's like thrown off that he even threw in two grade zeros.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like I've faced people that that's like a kind of like a Japanese style of play where they just like smack down everything in their hand and boom 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 attack as soon as they can or as early as they can. Like as all these Japanese like matches I've watched, it's just like they'll like turn one ride to grade zero. Oh, I have like a 5K and a 4K in my hand. Smack these down, attack,
Yeah.
attack, and so it's just like for the English players, like American players are more conservative, and then Japanese players are more aggressive. Which is another reason why they kind of can run like four grade three decks over there because like they literally most of all of them just like wait until they get their grade three and then they just like really go ham. So
Oh man, yeah. I play pretty aggressively too. Another thing that I think really also helped me win my games was also knowing what my opponent's deck had, because I faced a lot of decks throughout the times I played Vanguard. Some I definitely had troubles understanding or what they could do, but knowing what my opponent's cards could do and what to expect a little bit definitely gave me more of an edge too.
mm. Yeah, this always helps you. I always tell people like in this game, literally knowledge is power.
Yeah,
So literally knowing what your opponent is capable of will help you not only plan out your turn and what to do with your deck, but how to survive like their next turn, um,
yeah.
or what they can do to you if you know what they're can possibly do to you.
Yeah, let me tell you this. Each time I got higher in the ranks, my mind started like talking like it was a computer. Like I was like thinking out every bit of strategy, every like
Mhm.
possibility my opponent was going to go, every possibility I could go. The higher I went, the much more smarter and strategic I got. It was like an entire adrenaline
Yeah,
rush.
it's kind of like me when I'm in tournaments. It's like you feel like you're like getting in the zone, and like the more and more you go through matches, like that first match is like kind of like cold, and then like you start to warm up, warm up, warm up, warm up as you go through the tournament, and then suddenly you're in top eight and like you're on fire mentally, like you're just ready to go, like play, 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 play.
Yeah. Only downside is like when you get in the zone, you kind of forget good sportsmanship.
Mm,
Whenever I play Vanguard, I always try and keep in mind not to be like too pushy or show offy on how I play. But I'm sad to say that I sometimes I like let my mouse slip and said a few unnecessary things towards my opponent, which really sucks because I really want to just watch what I say because it's already bad enough if they lose something that's really like important, like the championships and stuff. But I really just it's really hard when you're like just so focused in the zone, and then when you like get so close and you win, it's like you can't help it. It's like a giant.
right,
You've been working so hard, and you feel so relieved that you got there. You didn't even think you would, but you did it.
right. I definitely know the feeling. It's just like got to keep yourself like just very chill, very under control. Um, obviously like good sportsmanship's very important, but also winning it. Some would say is equally important or more important. So
Yeah.
um, definitely like I'm sure that every player has done it. Like even if they're the nicest player in the world, I'm sure like something has slipped or they've at least had the thought before. So I think everyone kind of has problems with that. But yeah, I think that you did a really good job. Um, took first place. This Thing Saver deck. It's really awesome. Reminds me of the deck I used to play. And yeah, I think that's about it. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to championships, and I've been wondering a lot what's it going to be like over there? Because I'm wondering like specifically how we're all going to be lined around, how many like players will be there, how the whole system works.
Um,
Um,
so basically, I'm pretty sure that it works the same way that your like tournament did, because like the tournament rules that you like abided by are ARG rules.
okay.
So basically, it'll just be like the same way, except for all the players will have been champions or top eights of their event. So you know that they're all like guaranteed at least decent, rather than like you could face someone who just doesn't know what they're doing in like a regular ARG, but then you encounter like, or you go to the championship and you're like, whoa, I'm under like a lot of pressure from these players, and so these players will probably have extensive knowledge of the game. They will have played for a long time. They'll know what your deck does. You know what their deck does. So at that point, um, it's just like a matter of who outplays the other one.
Oh, okay. That sounds interesting. So even like on the beginning of the whole thing, we won't like it won't be like sudden death or stuff like that
No,
from.
no, no, no. At the beginning of the whole thing, I'm pretty sure that it is Swiss rounds and then like a cut to top eight again, within all the players that are there. And then when we're there, it'll be like 2 out of 3 top eight rounds.
Oh,
So
okay.
same
Sounds
format, yeah.
Yeah, and it is like 3 days straight because it takes so long because there's so many players.
No, it's actually probably fewer. Well, I guess I would say it depends. It could be fewer players or more players. The reason why I say fewer players is because not a lot of players will like go out of their way to like travel all the way to Philadelphia. Like if they won their ARG states in California, it's like, are you really dedicated enough to go all the way to Philly?
Yeah,
So it's just like for me, someone who's like already on the East Coast, like going to Philly is like less of a big trip. You know what I mean? But let's say that like for example, the Bushiroad Grand Festival that is in California in like next summer or something like that. Like that would be like a big trip for me to make. So
Yeah,
I think
totally won't be.
yeah, I definitely feel like it depends on one, someone's travel situation, two, like what kind of stuff they're able to like be accommodated with. Like, so for example, the store that we had my ARG states at, the store themselves threw in an extra little deal to like sweeten the ARG, where they were basically like, hey, first place, we'll get you a hotel room at Philadelphia. So literally, since I won, I got a hotel room for Philadelphia, so that like insured me going because now all I have to worry about is actual travel,
Wait, did
rather
I
than
get?
like what happened.
Wait, did I get that? Because I won first place too.
Oh no no, it was like it was my specific store doing it, not AirG.
Ah, well
Yeah,
that's kind of them. It's
yeah,
really
it was really nice of them. And they're really nice people and stuff. I appreciated their store a lot. But yeah, it was just an extra thing that like that specific store threw into the ARG deal to like sweeten the pot or whatever. Um, so it was really nice. Definitely, you say you're going to Philadelphia, right?
Oh yeah, I definitely am.
Okay. All right. Well, definitely looking forward to seeing you in Philadelphia.
Yep.
It's been good having you. Did you have any shout outs you wanted to make?
Yeah. For those of you going to ARG, important tip: make sure you bring a bunch of the new sleeves because what I heard is if you go into ARG championships, a lot of people are probably going to call you on like scratchy sleeves or cheating, and they're going to make you like replace the whole thing. So instead of having to buy like new ones suddenly, bring them yourself. I know I bought myself a case. And also for those of you who are interested in seeing my deck profile, hit up Team Hoshigumi's YouTube channel, which is my team, and you'll see me explaining each card I have and how I use them. I
Awesome.
really have.
All right. Well, it's been good having you, Ollie. Thank you for being here with us today, and we appreciated having you on the channel.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
All right. Hopefully, we can do it again sometime. Have a great one.
Yep. You too.